interview with Bear Bryant, one of the coolest guys we know in the ski business. New Hampshire born and bred. Could we say you're world traveled?
I'm world traveled, yep. I've officiated in Europe, officiated in Japan, and I've been around the world a few times. So it's very very rewarding and enlightening to go to the host countries of some of the major events and participate in an official capacity. It's a lot of fun.
What do you find one of the things you like the most about being in the ski business for your whole life?
It's the friendships you develop with the skiing communities. Every area I have relationships and friendships that have developed, some of them lasting 50, 60 years now, and it's been the nicest part about it. It's the ski community, being associated and being involved with them.
I always say that we bond together because you go through thick and thin in the ski business, and that's what creates such close friendships.
Yeah, Nadine, you're 100%. There's some thin, sometimes a little too much thin and not enough thickness, but it's all there.
Not quite akin to being a war buddy, but sometimes I think it's really close.
Very now, definite.
You must have had certain races or projects that would stand out in your mind as highlights of your career. What would be some of your favorite moments?
One of them was in 1984 here at Sugarloaf.
The World Juniors?
The World Juniors.
Oh.
I was chief of course, and we had a few weather issues, and that was before B-nets. Everything was hay bales broken out and put in plastic bags and tied together with a vent fence, and just before the downhill, the night of before the downhill, we ended up with 2.5 feet of new snow on the track, and we ended up with the cats the next day. We had mounds of snow higher than any jump that we've ever built in the last 20 years. It was incredible the way the area came together and made it happen. And we had a successful 1984 World Juniors. That was a big experience for me.
I still remember that really fondly too, as being very, very, very exciting. Yep. But you make me laugh. I remember there was a spell we used to figure if we wanted it to snow, hold a downhill race.
All you had to do was calendar a downhill race, and for sure, one or 2 or 3 days in that calendaring picture, you would end up with snow.
Which, of course, is not actually what downhill racers want.
Downhill racers do not want snow. They want a very hard surface because they can perform and show us what they're really capable of doing when their skis aren't pushing soft snow.
Which brings us around to why Eastern skiers are better than Western skiers.
Well,
oh, do I dare say that?
We may
not with today's audience, especially not that they're all sitting around watching TV. But I just love to open that can of worms.
That is a can of worms, and we have to put our tongue in our cheek a little bit when we come across that way. But one of the assets and attributes that the Eastern skiers develop, and that is that they do know how to ski hard surface.
Right.
And it comes a little quicker to them before it does to the Western skiers. It's changing a great deal because now most all of the courses, especially in the fifth level of ski racing up, which would be 16-year-olds and up, end up on pretty well prepared surfaces.
Right.
And because there's so much technology with the machines and the understanding the snow science, we're able to make the track a harder track than we have in the past. So that's still, you always look, and Michaela was a prime example of it yesterday.
Right.
I mean, what a clinic on how to ski hard snow. that young lady is a champion, a true world champion.
Yeah, going to be exciting to see her at the next Olympics, I think.
Oh,
Knock on wood, she keeps herself healthy.
For the next 4 to 8 years, she's going to be a vision to watch, and as is Lindsay now, and so America can be very, very prideful of the athletes that we're able to support and move around to be the champions that they are.
That was great for Lindsay to come up here and make an appearance. I thought that was really phenomenal for her to take the time to do that.
She is that kind of lady. She is very professional. She loves what she's doing, and she is the best.
And we're all so glad that she came back.
Absolutely, and we were all, a lot of people were asking me last year after she was hurt and this year, and always talking, and her name comes up, and I said, don't you worry, that lady will come back. And she did.
Right.
And she is a very, we had a nice conversation the morning she foreran. I was at the start, and I thanked her for especially all the athletes and the families here in the East that don't get a chance to see her that much, for making the effort. And she said, I wouldn't have it any other way, Bear.
Yeah. It's so important for the older ones to pass it on down to the younger ones.
Absolutely. It's amazing the camaraderie that they have. Like our speed team right now, Nyman and Jared and Warhorse and Travis. I mean, they're all pulling for each other, working together, making it happen. Marco, you know, they're such strong personalities and strong athletes in their demeanor that it's a pleasure to be around them.
Do you ever get tired of the ski business?
No. I go to Florida in April and bake for about a month and a half, and get the bones all heated up again. But no, I don't get tired of it, because I go to conventions in the spring, and then in the fall again it starts up. So it's not time to get tired for it.
And it's never old.
And it's never old.
It's never ever going to be old.
No, no, it's always changing. It's always evolving. Right. Something new is coming along. It's like the Austrians are now really watching the Americans to see what we're doing.
And who would have thought that would ever happen?
And who would have thought that would happen? Because I can remember in my ski school and ski directing days, fighting the Austrian technique and the American technique of skiing, which one was better, why can't this, why? And we didn't have very many athletes on the podiums. Now look at what happens on the World Cup. You know, you got Ted, you got Michaela, you got Lindsay and Julia, and it just goes on.
So what do you put that down to?
I put it down to the mental strength that is developed and we're able to develop within the athletes, and that the athletes that I've just named, they're obviously very, very strong, centered people focused on one thing, best in the world.
Well, we like to hear that, and you certainly know what you're talking about. So we do have something to look forward to, the next Olympics in the next few years, hopefully, with a U.S. ski team.
Absolutely. We're right in another small transition. We've got to bring some more younger athletes in to support the base so that we get stronger and get a wider base and a wider selection of group of people to pick from, and to be challenging the system.
And hopefully we've got Carrabassett Valley Academy contributing along the way.
Oh, don't you worry. Mikey Savage and CVA, they've got the program working, and they got their eyes open and looking to improve and keep pushing. That's what it takes to bring the athletes to the next level.
And Mikey is going to be like you in another 40, 50 years, isn't he?
I watched him when he was a little guy.
Here.
I kicked his butt more than once in and out of a gate or something, and said, "Mikey, that isn't the way we do this now. Let's." No, he's been a true friend and associate for a long time.
And that's the kind of thing that makes you love the ski business, because now you see him and you must just be so proud.
Oh, it is, and it's always.
And he wouldn't be the only one like that, no doubt. There's a whole bunch of people like that in your life.
There's the big hugs and the respect that I'm shown is just wonderful, and they're such great people to be with. That's why I love the Ski family. It's the people that it is my family.
Cool. Well, Bear, thank you so much for coming on with us. The next time you're in town, we'll have to have you on again, because you always got plenty to talk about.
Well, yeah, I have been known as the man with 1,000 words, so it's a pleasure, Nadine. I'm happy to come aboard and just share a few of things that have happened with me and to bring people up to date on some things they maybe haven't thought about. But the one thing I would like to say before I leave, and that is to all you parents out there, thank you for supporting your kids in a great endeavor.
Well, that's a beautiful thing to say, because we want to thank you on behalf of all of us in the ski business for everything you've done to help with those kids and to help all of us make this business rock the way it does. Thank you, Bear. You're an awesome guy. I'm so glad we had you.
Have a great day.
You take care.